This conference will now be recorded.
And one more theoretical part we have to discuss, that is an AWS security, guys. Just remember me, we'll discuss that later part because I want to show you something practical first of all. Otherwise you feel like in every day will be in a theory part. I don't want to do that. Okay, so as we discussed yesterday, Suresh, Lavanya, yesterday we discussed about how many regions we have, how many availability zones we have. Did we clear that part?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have total 25 regions and we have 80 availability zones at the moment. Okay, so now Suresh, did you understand what is region, what is availability zone? Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Assume it is. I'm just moving on. If you have any questions, you can say. Okay, so once you connected your account, guys, once you created your FreeTire account, so you have to use your email ID and password so that your account will be activated. Sometimes it may take some time to get it activated. Once your account is getting activated, you have to connect as a root account and give your username and password so that, like me, how I have connected, you are able to connect this. This we'll call it as a GUI. Okay, and parallelly in a Play Store also, like iPhone or Android, there is a AWS console. If you would like to download it, yes, you can download it. So this is the console. If you see here, these many AWS services was there. Okay, and very first service which you're going to talk about, EC2. So here we have few services are region based and few services are global. Okay, so EC2 basically it's a region based service, and if you try to compare with any other cloud, Google is a project based, but anyway, that is different. Now here it's a region based. So here we can see the regions, how many regions we have. So altogether we have a 25 regions. Yesterday we discussed. But if you count it here, you won't get 25 regions. You'll have a less. Okay, even you can do that later. So the reason behind on this, as I mentioned yesterday about in AWS history, I talk about few things. AWS has been awarded as an agency to operate US Department of Health and Services. Did you remember this point? This is the one, Lavanya. So most of the US government accounts are running with Amazon. So what they have restricted, whatever the regions you build it, I need these entire regions to run only US department, US health things. Okay, so any other customer don't have access for that, and whoever is working for that particular location, they don't have an access for this particular region. Agreed now, Suresh, Lavanya?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So if you, I mean, we are all as our normal customers. If you see here, whatever the regions has been dedicated to US government, that you can't be able to see it here. So if you want to know that, I'll try to give few regions here which I've noted in a 2-3 years back before, and but still there are another regions might have increased it. Okay, so there is a region called AWS Government Cloud, the one thing, and I have noted down. I'll try to open that particular slide. Okay, I'll tell you. At least remember, they have few regions are completely dedicated to US governments. That is the reason we are not able to see those regions. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Within the 25 regions, the rest of regions we can't be able to see. But if you're able to see, count it everything here. Let's like 2, 3, 5, 3, 8, 9, and 12, 16, almost 21 was there. Rest of all is running with US government. Now, which region you wanted to play, that you have to select. Let's suppose if I would like to play anything with Mumbai region, I have to verify here. So here I can see Asia Pacific Mumbai, which I have to select. So here also, I would like to say one more point. Region to region, most of the services are different. Don't assume all the services we have same, it will get reflected across all the regions. Okay, as I mentioned. So now let's see here. Oh, it is not. Okay. So I have opened two browsers now. Here in the second browser, I'll be opening to North Virginia. In the first browser which I have, Mumbai region. So if I would like to work with Mumbai region under EC2 service, let's see here how many instances I have. 0. Instance running is 0 and even instance count also is 0. But now I'll be moving to the region called North Virginia. Here, whatever I have installed or created or launched, whatever you call it, here I can see the instance count is 7. Understand? Security groups are 14, volumes are 7, key pairs are 6. So this dashboard is different and Mumbai region dashboard is different. So every region will have a different dashboards. First thing, whatever you do in one region, that will not reflect in any other regions, even though it is under your account. Are we clear this point?
Yes, sir.
And another
Yeah.
one, even AWS launch services also, few things are different from region to region, which I mentioned. Maybe the screen you see everything is same, but if you see the VPC ID here, it shows 309 on North Virginia. In Mumbai region, you can see 487. Understand, right? So each and every region, they have created a individual network for you, even though it's your account. And another one, you can see the services which they have launched, that's also a region-based service. So you can see here the EC2 is available across all the regions, but few things might get different. You can see here scheduled instances under North Virginia region, correct? But if you go back to this, in Mumbai region, you can't see the scheduled instances. Make sense?
Got it, sir.
Like this, few differences will be there. And another thing which I can say, there is a service called Elastic File System. Elastic File System that is not available earlier in across all the regions. It just started with only 1 or 2 regions in the beginning, in 2016 or 17 when we started working on it. But nowadays, it was available across all the regions. So that we come to know slowly. Okay. Understand now, Suresh, Lavanya?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, I can see another Suresh, or you connected with 2 different devices. Suresh, how is it?
Yeah. Yes, Chandra.
You connected with 2 devices?
Yes.
Okay, laptop and mobile, I think is okay. Let it be.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So like this, we have some changes that we have to make understanding the first point. And whenever we see, let's see here, we have a scheduled instances on North Virginia region right now. Why not in Mumbai? That we can't do anything. Even if someone asks you to do any changes, because that is a design by Amazon, right? That we should make them understand. And coming to this, if you would like to launch a new instance, before you launch, when you do in a free tier accounts or any organizational accounts, here we have a limits. So how many instance you can launch, there is a limit. You can see here. Based on that, you can go ahead. And if you want to more number of instances or anything limit which you want to increase, I think you understand. Yesterday I've covered there is a support. Here you can go in a support center. And how many support functions we have, like business, developer, enterprise, basic. Understand that? Suresh, we have 4 different support functions. I've covered that yesterday. If you really require, I'll try to cover again in future, not today, because that's again, it will come under the theory part that I'll cover later. I'll show you the slides which I've covered yesterday. Maybe you'll remember that. So as I told you here, we have a basic, developer, business, and enterprise. This is what I just covered yesterday. Hope you remember. Correct? Generally, what I'm trying to say, when you are working with any vendor, like any software, so you need support from the vendor. like Red Hat is a OS. So we can raise a case with Red Hat. Another hardware from IBM. So you can talk to IBM, like EMC SAN, Dell. So those things, they are the vendors. So if you have any technical help is required, you can talk to them. Correct? Similarly, in Amazon also, we can raise the cases with them. That's what I'm trying to say. Are we clear on this now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, Chandra.
Okay, if you need, you want me to repeat this topic, let's somewhere open your notepad and keep this topic. So I'll try to elaborate that again one more time. Okay. Now, so just make a note if you want. Okay. So coming to this dashboard. So now I'm decided to launch one instance under Mumbai region or North Virginia region. How I can do that? So I have to be in the region called North Virginia. Here I can see all the list of instances at the moment. So it was filtered as a running. I'm going to remove that. So I have 7 instances here as of now. Okay. So I'm going to launch a new instance apart from these 7. Clear, guys? So I'm just targeting to launch one more instance here. So how can we do that? Here you can say launch instance, or else go in a EC2 dashboard. Here you can see the launch instance tab, whatever it is, both are same. So let's select this launch instance page, and you can see the launch instance. Here you can see all the predefined ISO images. Suresh, so you no need to bring your own OS images from somewhere. Like earlier we used to work in a CD method or DVD method, some other methods to install the operating system, right? Here we no need to do anything. Amazon has given everything as a predefined and plain OS systems with license enabled. Got it? Every OS will have a licensed and plain OS image, you will get it. Clear now? So if you see here, we have Mac, Amazon, Red Hat, and even SUSE Linux, Ubuntu, and all other Windows operating systems also we have. Are we clear this now, Lavanya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In Unix, sorry, in operating systems, we have totally 3 things. First is Windows, second one is Unix, and another one is Mac. Did you know this?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what is Linux and all? What is the difference for Windows and Linux?
Linux is used for, I mean, there is no graphical user interface in Linux,
Okay.
and it is used for machines. When machines can understand this Unix language.
That I understand. Under Unix, we have 4 operating systems actually. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to cover
Yeah,
that.
Red
Okay.
Hat. Mm,
No, we have a Linux is a 1. Okay. And we have another operating system called AIX. And anyway, this is not required for you, but I'm trying to elaborate more so that we'll have a better idea. We have a
okay.
HP Unix
Mm,
and Solaris. There are 4 operating systems was there under Unix. So everyone will call it as a Unix. It can be anything other than the Windows. Windows is having a patent right with Microsoft. So that is the reason in Windows we don't have any other operating systems. Correct? In
okay.
Windows we have only versions called 2003, 7, 10 like that. Okay, there is no other Windows. But in Unix, it is an open source product. Few things are open source. That is the reason we are able to see the so many operating systems here. And if you compare here like in a Linux, sorry, AIX basically, and HP Unix and Solaris is a patent rated product. And they have some dependencies to work only on few designed, or what we can say, infrastructure like in a hardware, dedicated hardware, right? So AIX, it will work only with IBM hardware. It won't work with an Lenovo or any other operating system, any other machines. Got it?
Yes,
AIX
sir.
is the operating system, but it will not work with any other hardware apart from the IBM. Like that, they have some limitations. But coming to the Linux, it is not like that. In Linux, what happened here? It is an open source product. Who has been developed this product? They made it as a open source. So that is the reason what happened. We have so many Linux operating systems are available in the market. Okay, as you know here, first thing which we can say like most popular is a Red Hat Linux, right? And other than that, we have a Oracle Linux. We have a SUSE Linux, right? CentOS, like Kali Linux. Finally, we came to know there is a Amazon Linux also. Did you hear this before?
No. No, sir.
Other than AWS Amazon Web Services, we don't know Amazon Linux. Once we get into this, we are able to say this because it was a free tool. So Amazon also has done some modifications. They name it as a Amazon Linux. So even any of these operating systems, you can do here little changes and you can name it yourself, right? That's kind of advantage we have in Linux. That's why we are able to see these many operating systems here. Okay. And another point which I mentioned yesterday, Amazon is not going to disclose or allowed to know the details about their infrastructure. They are not going to disclose their infrastructure details to you. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
If they are running in a Linux operating system, it can be work with any of the hardware. So you can't be able to identify which is the hardware running in the background. When they say you can install AIX, as per the condition, you know, it will work only on IBM machines. So you came to know in the background is running on a IBM hardware. Got it? That is the reason AIX is not allowed. It is not available here. Or Solaris or HP Unix. Not like that. We have only Windows and Linux. Okay. And even I have to verify this Mac. What is the dependencies? Because I never worked on Mac. Are we clear now? All these things? Now,
Yes.
if you, so this will come under the plain image with licensed version. Okay. Suresh, what is your technology like SAN, right?
Yeah,
Storage, right?
SAN and backup. Yeah, storage and backup.
Right. So when you ask any of the Linux engineers, basically, when you build any new machine, when you run any M update like any command, like if you would like to install, if you okay, coming to your language, when you try to create any value for any of the Linux machine, right? So any
Yeah.
Linux engineer can be able to scan it and he can be able to list the PVs, how many PVs they have, correct? But
Yeah.
that particular job, he can't do it immediately on Red Hat machine if it is a Amazon machine because LVM has not installed. So Linux will come with LVM or without LVM. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah, it will come without LVM. Manually you have to
Right.
install.
Right. So it will come without LVM. You have to install. But coming to Amazon Linux, it will come with LVM. Okay. So I'm going to install Amazon Linux for now. So I've selected OS image as Amazon Linux. Here, as I mentioned yesterday, under free tier account, aws.amazon.com/free. I gave the URL, right? In that URL, you'll be able to understand. We have some conditional free options, right? What instances you will get it as a free, that you'll be able to get it. Here, only one option we have with a free tier account eligible, that is T2 Micro. I'll recommend you to use the same instance. Don't go and create any other instance. If you do that, from the beginning, you will be charged. Okay, let's make sure you launch the same instance. So I've selected T2 Micro, but if you scroll down, you have so many big devices also. If you observe here, it will start with 1 CPU and 0.5 GB memory. But if you scroll down, you can see the big numbers like 192, right? 256, 488. Okay. And if you slowly scroll down here, we can see that like there is a 2 terabyte device, like 1952 GB is a one, and another one is a 4 terabyte device was there. Yeah, you can see here still 488, 768, 1152, but still there are big devices is there. I'm trying to show that. You can say this. Earlier it was only 3000 something. Now you can see the volumes. The memory is so big, ultra big, right? 12,288 GB RAM, not 2 GB, 3 GB kind of stuff. So earlier, which I remember as per my understanding, we have 1952 GB and this is a 3 terabyte device. This I feel this is what I want to show you as of now. But when I observe here, I can be able to find it like in a 6144. It's a very, very big device. This is a one. Understand now? This is a memory. Okay. And coming to the storage also, we have a EBS volume like SSD. So this is for EBS volumes and this is for SSD. Fine. So you have to select the one which you required. I'm going to select T2 micro only. So if you selected other than T2 micro from the day one or from the next minute onwards, you'll be charged. So select only T2 micro. Now here, how many number of instances you wanted to trigger? 1, 2, 3, whatever you want. The same configuration, you just give the number. So I'm going to launch one. And this is a network. As I mentioned, this is my default network. In future, we are going to learn there is a concept called virtual private cloud. When you created that, then you come to know the next IP address, next VPC here. As of now, it was default. Then subnet. As I mentioned, it's a combination of multiple availability zones. We'll call it as a region, right? One region we may have 2 availability zones or 3 availability zones, but minimum we have a 2 availability zones. That is a condition. Remember that, Lavanya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here I have a 6 availability zones under North Virginia. If I go with the Mumbai region, I have only 3. Okay. So here we have network is a default and availability zone. I'm just selecting 1A here. So indirectly, we are giving instructions to launch a new instance under availability zone called US East 1A. Okay. Then after that, I think Suresh have a better idea. When we are going to launch any instance, Suresh, we have to request our storage and network team to get an IP address, right? That IP address will be a permanent to that particular instance until we have terminated. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
But here, what we have discussed, it should be an on demand. So if I'm requesting my network team to share an IP address, it is not an on demand, right? So I'm again depending on someone, correct? And that person might not be available or they might have some dependencies. They may give an IP address tomorrow. So what it means, I have to wait for their update until tomorrow. So if I'm waiting for someone's update, so that is not on demand, correct? So if I would like to launch an instance, it should be in a quickly, then only it should be on demand. So to make that, what Amazon has made it here, Amazon has created a bunch of IP address in the pool in the background. Okay.
Okay.
So you will get the number of IP address from the pool. So whenever you required, you can be able to launch n number of instances. Automatically, Amazon will assign a IP address to you. Clear now? So you no need to talk to anyone. You can directly go ahead and launch an instance. Automatically, you'll get an IP address, and even you don't know what would be your IP address until you launch an instance. By default, Amazon will assign it. There is another concept also from there. I'll try to elaborate, but just try to understand. Here, I'm going to make it auto assign public IP should be enabled so that I'll get one IP address. We scroll down, few things are there. We'll go slowly that. Now let's move on to the next step, like add storage. Here, based on the operating systems which you selected in the background, the default size it will come. So you are allowed to increase the value. but don't try to reduce it. And you can see the device name, the volume type. You can see here delete and termination. Just remember this. I'll try to explain it again what it does. Now add tag. So you can give n number of tags for a single server. You can give up to 50 tags for a server. Let's suppose I'm going to give it, my server name is server 1, server 2, server 3. That is one name. But I can give, this is my test server, this is my production server, or this is my development server, or this might be my internet banking server, or this is my database server. Something like this, the same name, same server, I can give n number of names. Correct, Suresh? Like that, if you would like to give any number of names, you can use tags. And the second one, sorry, the next step was security group. How you are going to communicate your servers. That comes under security group. So here, I'm going to select existing one, or you can create a new one. Let's suppose you would like to create, you can select this one. And what are the protocols you required? Okay, like HTTP, you select like this. Okay. Instead of that, I've already created one of the existing one. I can select this and review and launch. This is the review page, guys. So where you are going to review everything. In this time, if you would like to modify anything, you can go here and you can modify anything. For everything, you can see the edit option. Once you are good to go ahead, let's click on launch. So here you can see the choose an existing key pair or create a new one. Okay, choose an existing key pair, which I've already created. My key name was Ansible. I've selected that. I'm going to launch an instance. This is one method. Okay, and another method was you have a key pairs. You can go here, try to create a key pair. Okay, whatever the name you gave. So it will come under .pem or .ppk. 3 years before or 4 years before, it will come with .pem. Then you have to convert that key to other format like PM to PPK using a software called partition. So from Windows, if you're trying to connect any server, you have to use it PPK key. But here it's not required. You can directly select PPK now and download it, whatever the key you require. That's it. Clear now? Or you want me to create a key or something?
No, there is another option for to create instances. That is what you're trying to addressing for this method, right?
No, instance launch I did just now. Instance launch,
Yeah.
I just completed because I have initiated one server now. This is also coming to the running state. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So here, what I did, my server is running now. But if I would like to communicate as my server, generally in any Linux machine, we'll have a username called root and there is a password. If it is a Windows machine, we have administrator and password. But here, instead of password, I have selected one of my key pair. So how it will help me to communicate? If next time whenever I'm trying to communicate my server, here you can see the IP address details. One second, let me pull this out. So still it is, no. Instance summary, it will come on IP address, basically, okay? So as I mentioned, you no need to get an IP address with anyone. You'll be able to get an IP address once the instance has been launched. 1 point. Now in the background, your machine is running state. So now if you would like to communicate this particular server, as you know, we need a partition. So you can take a partition, right? Here you'll give your IP address. Now to communicate this, SSH, authorization, and browse. Here I have already downloaded, there is a key called Ansible. So this key, it will act as a password. So there is no password for me. Okay. Now it will ask only the username. So here it's asking username called EC2-user. When I enter this, obviously it should prompt as a password, right? But here it will not asking for me in a password. I'm able to communicate it. User called EC2-user. So using this particular user. So since I know what is the username, I have given this username. So you are the new for this technology. So how can you get this username? Let's select this server name and you can see the connect options or actions connect, both are same. So let's select connect. Here you can see here what is the username. Okay. Now, so for all EC2 instances, like all Amazon Linux and Red Hat, it will come under EC2-user. But in a Ubuntu missions, default username will be in a Ubuntu. If it is a Linux mission, AX mission, Windows mission, the username will be an administrator. Clear now? If it was a Windows, username will be administrator. In Linux, like Red Hat and Amazon, username will show as a EC2-user. If it is a Ubuntu, username will be Ubuntu. Hope it's clear for everyone. Right? But in the background, what we did, I've already connected my server. I just given my username is EC2-user. I have not given any password. Understand now? So whatever the key we have selected in the background, that it will act as a password to you. So any questions here? Up to here?
Yeah, nothing.
All this process can be done within 2 minutes maximum. So let's say I've tried to explain everything to you, then I have launched an instance. So altogether, then after that I have launched. So now my machine is launching from last 4 minutes. It is running from last 4 minutes. Okay, so there is no much time it won't take to install anything fresh. If you ask any of the Linux engineer, at least they'll say 2 hours or 3 hours to launch a new server, at least in 30 minutes, not less than that. Correct? Because to install the operating system, it will take 30 to 40 minutes. But here, it will done everything in a 2 minutes, the max to max time. Okay. So we can launch any instances like this. Are we clear? Are any questions on how to launch an instance? Similar way we can do the Windows instance launch as well, if you would like to do that. But I'm not much familiar on Windows technology, so I would like to work with Linux.
AWS supports Red Hat Linux and Amazon Linux and Ubuntu. There is no SUSE Linux and all. They won't support?
No, SUSE Linux also we have. SUSE Linux also we have. So you have to go into the AMIS, AWS Marketplace. So you need an SUSE Linux, right? So you have a SUSE Linux.
IBM AX and Solaris HP Unix, they won't allow to support it?
No.
Okay.
There is some other names they keep it. It's not IBM AX.
So if it is AWS team, they won't require network admin support and storage support and backup support.
Not like that. How it was done in the background. Whatever I know, I'll try to explain. Okay. So here, okay. So all the infrastructure has been arranged by AWS, and they are not going to disclose their hardware details to you. First thing, and they are not going to allow any other customer to visit their place. It's simple. So there is ATM. So keep your card and get the money. So you're not aware of any of the process in the background, right? And you're at home. You're ordering the food, and the delivery boy is coming to you. The kitchen was in a 5-star hotel or whatever it is, you have not visited. You need a biryani, you are getting it. Correct?
Yeah.
So like this, Amazon also has built their data centers across the globe. And they are giving so many facilities to the customer. You no need to build your own data centers. And you no need to wait so much of time to build up all these things, and you don't need to do the follow-up with all the governments to get an approval, right? And you don't need to buy any hardware first of all. You don't need to install maintenance, nothing. We are arranging everything in all the aspects. We are going to make sure everything to be available for you. Are we clear? Within that
Yes.
also, we have a structure like an infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and those things I just covered yesterday. Okay, I'll show you. Anyway, so let's understand. Okay, so if it is a traditional IT infrastructure, everything you have to manage, like your networking, storage, servers, virtualization, or OS, whatever, whatnot, everything you have to manage. But coming to the infrastructure as a service, so even virtualization, servers, data centers, storage, networking, everything can be done by Amazon. Okay. I mean, anyway, you have to build the server, but hardware can be arranged by AWS. That's what I mean. Coming to the storage, in the background, you have an Epsilon, you have an V7000, something like that, right? In your technologies. But here it's not like that. Amazon is allowing you to create values. You can simply create and you can start using it. Serverless architecture also we had, like S3. Okay, without having any server also, they are giving storage option like Google Drive we have, right? Similar that. So we don't know where the server is running, what kind of operating system is using, what is the storage they are using in the background. We don't know anything. We have a Google Drive. We are just we are allowed to update some data. We are uploading that and we are using it. That's it. Any other questions here? Please.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, let's move on. So now, well, I think I would like to explain something I just forgot. Okay, let's move on. So here, if you have launched an instance and you are able to communicate that. So to launching an instance, any questions up to here? Okay, so let's suppose this machine I have just created. I have in a sudo access. And other than that, if I'm trying to update anything, immediately it will run because this machine will have internet connectivity also. So you no need to do anything. It's a plain and it will have all the privileges with all the permissions. So how you wanted to use it, you can use it. Clear now?
Yeah.
Fine. So once you have a server, what else we can do that? So here you can observe one more thing. Server name is not a standard. Nothing. You can modify at any point of time. But it will work with the instance ID. So once you create any instance, until you terminate it, you'll have a same instance ID. It will not terminate it. I mean, it won't change in future. But instance name, you can modify at any point of time. Okay, clear now?
Yeah.
And even types of instance also we have many things. I'll try to elaborate more. Like whatever we have launched right now, it was an on demand, right? we have not requested to anyone, we are able to launch the instance quickly. I'll explain more slowly. Like, you know, we have a on-demand, reserved instance, dedicated, scheduled. I'll go one by one. And here, coming to the AWS security, guys. Security is in a shared responsibility model. Amazon is not saying we'll take care of everything because we are the vendors, right? No, what Amazon is saying, it was a shared responsibility model. We have built the infrastructure, but we are not sure to whom we are giving an access and what level of access you are going to provide to them. They will do the better or they will do a harm for you. We don't have any clue that as a vendor, as a service provider, you have to take care of it. That's what the condition. Clear now? So if you see here on shared responsibility model, what Amazon is responsible for? Amazon is responsible for their computing services, their storage, database, network, and another concept called region and availability zones. And there is another method called edge locations. Okay, this all will be taken care by Amazon. So how they are going to take care of it? Amazon is having 80 locations right now with all edge locations with 25 regions. How they are able to maintain the security? What Amazon is saying, as I have already mentioned, we are not sharing any security, any location details to anyone. First thing. And we are not going to allow to visit any of the customers to visit my data centers. 2 points. And directly Amazon is giving a percentage of guarantee to any of the people. My technology won't go due to this particular reasons. If something goes wrong, I'll take care of that the consequences like that they're giving. And apart from all these things, I think you both are from India, basically, right? So in India, we have seen the companies called ISI and ISO. Have you heard these names?
Yeah.
ISI mark. Is it yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Suresh. Lavanya. So it means these are the security standard agencies which they are going to, whoever is going to follow those security standards, so ISA will giving a certification to them. Correct, Suresh? Similarly, wherever Amazon is having their availability zones, Amazon has tried to get the security agency certifications from the top security agencies across the globe because they are not operated one country, right? So if you see here, FISMA is one of the company, like security agency standard company, and DICAP is one more, FedRAMP is one more. The people from US, then they can be able to recollect these names quickly. And you can see this cloud computing security requirements, criminal justice information services, right? NIST. Like this, the Amazon is having so many security standard agencies tie up. So whenever you need any help, okay, what Amazon is saying, we are going to follow all the security standard agencies limitations, like restrictions, whatever they put. But as a customer, still you may get a doubt whether are we going to follow it or not. If you have a doubt, you can reach out to me at any point of time, but you have to give me or allow me for next 3 business days so that I'll submit a copy to you. That's what the statement they are giving it. So if you see in any hotels or theaters, in your experience, when they have opened, it was too good, right? But maybe after 10 years, the maintenance went in a bad state. Correct? Accepted that? Suresh? In general, I'm talking about. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So if you have those things in your mind, let's suppose you have started your business today, you are doing everything good, but what about tomorrow? Have you renewed these certifications or not? So those kind of questions, yes, you can always raise a concern. But here, what Amazon is saying, sometimes maybe I'm also in a place where I'm going to renew the documentation. If you ask me during that particular time, so I can't be able to give it to you the latest copy immediately, right? But if you want me to get a latest copy, just allow me for next 3 business days time to get it renewed and to give it to you. If I'm unable to provide that kind of copy, you can go ahead and legally to approach. That's what the statement Amazon is giving. And parallelly, they'll take care of their network ports and all other stuff from their end. Hope it's clear for Amazon side.
Sir,
And
that
still I can,
means those companies who are authorized only can be, I mean, they only can take care of the security issues.
no. See, in India, ISI won't do anything. Let's suppose we are an Wipro. Okay.
Mm.
So ISI won't do anything. ISI will do the verification of Wipro process. So, and in a similar way, in CMM level 5 or level 3 companies, in IT companies, we'll call it as it's a CMM level 3 or level 5. What it means, how they got that name, why not earlier, right? So
Yeah.
whoever is going to give this CMM level 3 and 5, the kind of ratings to that companies, that particular security standard agencies will have some mechanism. Okay. So if
Okay.
you follow that, then only you will nominate it as a CMM level 3. Like you have a 3-star hotel, 5-star hotel. What is the difference? You have to follow some standards. Then only you'll call it as a 3-star or 5-star hotel. Correct?
Yes.
Otherwise, it's normal rooms only, right? Rooms or hotels, whatever the food and everything.
Mm.
But if you are meeting that kind of requirements, the maintenance and quality, then only we'll call it as a 5-star, right? Similarly here also, everything. Okay, sometimes my examples might not sync with you. If not, just let me know. I'll try
Yeah,
to use it.
now I got it, sir.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in India also, ISI won't do anything. They will make sure you have to follow this process. Have you followed? They'll check. If you have followed that, then they'll give a certification. That's it.
Okay.
So Amazon is trying to do this. So not only this, we can go and discuss so many things, because as I mentioned, Amazon is not going to allow to visit any of the person, right? And they are not sharing their infrastructure details to you. Like this, so many things was there. So you have to follow everything. Fine. But what customer will do in this phase? As a customer, what are the things you will take care of it? Understand?
Yes, sir.
So Amazon is saying 70% of the security will be taken care by Amazon. The balance 30% of the security has to be taken care by customer, right? So as a customer, you have to take care of your data, right? Because to whom you have given access, whether he's going to update or he's going to delete, they're not aware of it. And one more thing, Amazon will never ask you for anything. Let's suppose today you have created one instance. They won't ask you why you have created only one. Why not you created at least 10 servers? Okay. They won't ask you, they won't interrupt anything. And you have created 1 terabyte device today and you have deleted tomorrow. They never try to ask you why you have deleted this 1 TB. Is it accidentally you removed or by wantedly you removed? They won't ask, because that is not their business, right? Because as a customer, you know how to do it, like whether you may require it or not. If required, you'll keep it. If not, you'll terminate it. They won't ask you, right? You have to maintain, you have to make sure that. Similarly, what kind of platform you are running, what kind of applications you are running, what is the identity access management. So IAM is one of the tool in Amazon to whom we can provide an access, how to restrict their access, how to provide certain level of permissions to other people, right? That everything can be like, we'll call it as a granular permissions. We are going to cover that under IAM. Okay, it's a global service, guys. EC2 is a region-based, IAM is a global, right? And all other operating system, network, firewall, and everything, you as a customer, you have to take care of it. Let's see, if you are going to provide an access to me when I join newly with you, how we are going to give an access? Like, VIP access, okay, and everything. Then this one, how we are going to manage the credentials, allowing to access to your account. Any ACLs? Is it under a virtual private cloud? Do we have a key pair to connect any servers? So these many restrictions was there. So altogether, what Amazon is trying to say, 70% of the security will be taken care by Amazon. The balance 30% of the security has to be taken care by the customer. Clear now? So
Yes,
here,
sir.
the physical security in the data centers will be taken care by Amazon. Let's suppose who will be the, like, how the CCTV cameras is functioning. So who is the security in that particular location? Who is the front desk in data center? Are they working properly? Are they following the rules or not? And after business hours, what they are trying to do in outside, everything will be tracked. If the Amazon has found something, you are doing something illegal and outside, your access will be terminated immediately. And since you are an you are an AWS employee, so you can allow to visit any of the AWS data center at any point of time. No. Even though you are on a support engineer, you have to visit the data centers like in a regions and availability zones to work for something. Your access will be provided as per the approved time, like 2 hours or 3 hours, 1 hour or 10, 15 minutes. So you have to be in the data centers only that particular time and you should come out. And now, as an engineer, you have an access for one particular location by any chance. Then after that, you don't get a chance to work on any other data center. Clear now?
Yes.
Because today you have an access for Chennai data center. And tomorrow they are not going to allow you to visit the Bangalore data center. No. Because any individual engineer should not know two different location of AWS details. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
And another part, they are not allowing you to visit, or any transfer from any device from one place to another place, like one data center to another data center, or maybe a one availability zone to any other availability zone. So you can't do that. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And this is one of the statement from NASA. NASA is also running in AWS. NDTV is also running in AWS. There is another website called Shadi.com is also running in AWS. So this is a statement that's collected by me from NASA. I have written here a few things like data center related stuff, how they have to work and everything. Okay, any other questions up to here? Any other questions, guys?
No,
How the
sir.
security will work, how we can launch an instance. Okay, I'll try to terminate that for right now. If required, we'll launch tomorrow. Let's see, I've selected the instance here. So once I've selected that, generally I have to go into the connections and I have to see. But now I'll be able to understand. If I keep my cursor here, immediately I'm getting it. I'm getting another options. But earlier it was not. But when I do this first click, now I won't get it. Right? So if you do the selection, you won't get it. Once you selected, you have to give a right click. Then you can see the option called launch instance. So this instance is already running. And set up how to use Managed servers and stop it because the server is already running. If you would like to stop the instance, this is a page. Or if you want to take a reboot of the mission and hibernate, terminate everything. And here generally what we do, select the machine. Since if you wanted to stop the servers, sorry, here we can go instance state. Here we can see stop, reboot, or terminate. Okay, whatever you would like to, you can do it. But other than that, here once you select it, give a right click. Now you can see the stop instance. Both are same. Stop, start, reboot, hibernate, terminate. So I'm going to keep it in a stop mode since it was running. Or if you don't require, I can directly terminate it. So I'm going to terminate it now. We'll see tomorrow. So I just terminated. So what happened? So it will try to terminate the instance quickly. Demo server.
Shutting down.
So it will start stopping, shutting down, then it will get terminated.
But the instance ID will be there, right, sir? Even the
If you,
server.
yeah, I'll tell you. If it is stopped, you can start the instance again. Okay. But if you terminated the instance, yes, as you mentioned, like instance ID, it will stay back sometime, not permanently.
Okay.
Okay. But in the background, what is the volume you have created? As you remember, earlier I have a 7 volumes. When I created a new instance, obviously with 8 GB, I'll get one more. So altogether, I should have an 8. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 only. Because the other 8 GB volume which I have created on the month of May, sorry, June, it was deleted immediately. It was not there, which I can see something on October, November, December, the old instances only I can see. The month of June, whatever I have instance I have launched, when I click on terminate, automatically it is got removed. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
So here, if you see the instance ID, it means Amazon also will do a cleanup process after a couple of hours. Like there is a time interval for 3 hours or 4 hours, something. Until that particular time, it will stay back.
Okay.
Whenever the cleanup process has been started, this will be removed. So it won't remove quickly. Got it? Even though if you remove, right? So if you wanted to start it, so you won't get an option because it's terminated already. Okay. But if you stop it, you'll get an option to start. Okay. So let's do this practice and whatever you can, and we'll connect tomorrow then. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think Lavanya, you have my number, right? So when I'm
Yes.
not starting the meeting at 8, please text me a message.
Okay.
I'll
Okay. Sure.
Today I was on another call. I've not noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Actually, I logged in, but somebody else was teaching, so I got doubt and I called Venkat,
No problem.
and
Anyway,
he was saying that that is some other session.
okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Okay, just if you face any issue, just text me because I have a credentials. I'll be
Okay.
able to start the meeting without taking anyone help. I can
Oh,
start from here.
okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Hi Suresh. Any other questions from you?
Yeah, nothing, Chandra. This free tier option, the VM when we created that, and we put in idle set for more than 24 hours, it can be charged or it can be free.
Yeah, you can keep it a number of hours. There is no
Okay.
condition. But here, if you keep all together, the number of instances is running more than 750 hours in a month, it will be charged.
Okay.
Right? Up to 750 hours are free, and if you cross more than that, you'll be charged. And if you see the other tab, why I'm stopping in a storage is right there, and there is an option called EBS volumes. Let me go back to that. Okay, so even for EBS volumes also there is a charges. In the background, I'm already keeping 7 volumes. It's 70 GB, but they are giving in a 50 GB is a free only every month. So I mean, I'm already chargeable for next 20 GB, so I don't want to charge more.
Okay.
Okay. So now, if you want to see those information, just go here, like name, and you can see the billing dashboard. So you can see all the billing related stuff, right? How much you have been charged. Okay, if you see into the bills, basically, you can go. This is my June month bill. That is what is my May month bill. I've been charged for I think $3 or something. Okay. Now, why I've been charged? If we go into the EC2 only I'm charging. I'm charging for North Virginia. In North Virginia also for what I have been charged, EBS volumes. You can see here, there is 10 GB per month, right? I'm keeping 3 volumes. For that 30 GB, I've been charged for $3. Okay. Simple storage service have been something I've utilized that has been charged. What I did, something I put some request after doing that. Okay, so this is the way you can be able to identify where your money is wasting. What are the resources you're not using, what you're paying. See here, I have a $3 I'll be charging because of I'm keeping some instances which I'm not starting, still I'm keeping it. That is the reason I'm chargeable. Clear now?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Tell me.
Here, Chandra, this actually the AWS when the companies have started implementing actively.
Okay, is the question or you're trying to ask something?
No, it's I'm trying to ask you whether when the companies have started, implementing AWS in their projects and they have started actively.
Yeah, this you can see here. This is the history of AWS. Officially, it was started with 2006, but they have started the struggling research in 2003.
No, no, this actually you have actually, but I'm just asking in your personal experience.
Okay, for me, from last 4 years,
Yeah.
I think it's a 5th year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this banking projects also has moved to this AWS.
Yes, but don't go in assumption like everything is migrating. That won't happen in a very quickly. Okay, especially in the banking environments. But in the banking environment, also they have some legacy servers. We'll call it. I mean, they don't have less important servers, right? Where they're
Yeah.
not production servers, which they are going to
Okay.
test something. Those kind of things, instead of keeping in a physical server, buying it, increasing the data center space, they can go into this kind of infrastructure. Because if you work with Lloyds Bank, a Citibank, right? So this,
Yeah.
like Wells Fargo, these are the big companies, right? They are ready to make the money and they're ready to make the payments. But why they have to go in that mode if they are able to get something as a free, right? So it's
Yeah.
not completely free here. Maybe you are going to use it. Let's suppose you are an engineer, you want to test something, you need a system for 2 hours. So if you go with the old method, if you don't have enough resources with you, they have to buy a physical machine and they have to make it arrange to you. And once you did your testing for 2 hours, then that server, that system itself, it is no more required. Correct? So whatever you
Yeah.
purchase, completely waste of money or waste of time. And to get that system to be ready-made to work for you, there are so many teams has to be work, like backup, storage, network. But here it's not required, right? Whenever you think within 2 minutes, you'll get an instance and do your research and just terminate it. But you'll be responsible only your actual time of utilization. Like if you work for 2 hours, you'll be billed for only 2 hours. Clear now?
Yeah. So small and medium projects would be fine for this cloud
Yeah.
environment.
So especially which I can say, all the startups,
Okay.
they can go. And if you see like Shadi.com, what is the important on it? Right? It's all the images, photos, that stuff only, right? When that server
Yeah.
went down, nobody will not care. There is no penalty for them, right?
Yeah.
Those kind of environments, it can go in quickly to the cloud. And similarly, if you see like an Ola or Uber or Food Panda, when they are trying to do some risk in their business, so it is obviously they can't take more risk in the infrastructure cost as well, right? If you work for any of the MNC, if Ola or Uber, they have reach out to us, you understand, right? How much money we quote,
Yeah.
right? If we'll quote in a 4 or 5 crores, at least minimum, then those people will think like they'll stop the business itself, correct?
Yes.
But here they can try here, and if something goes wrong, what will happen? If you run some servers for 2 months, a month, you'll be built only for that. That's how it is. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Let me stop it here today. We'll connect
Yeah.
from tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks to both of you. Hi, Ravi. I think Ravi left. Okay, bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.